Welcome back to Old School Sports and our Tennis Manager 2021 playthrough. We are in the off-season between the 2022 and 2023 seasons. As I anticipated, we did briefly fall into negative territory with our funding at the beginning of December. But fortunately, the board did make an expected contribution of $440,000 into the Academy account. So we have got some money to spend right now, and as I have been talking about, we are going to maybe make a strange decision, but we are going to upgrade our business center for $270,000. As we've talked about in previous episodes, that will increase our average revenue per month from $7,000 to $17,000. And that extra $10,000 a month is going to really go a long way towards helping keep us afloat until we're at the stages where we have, players who are regularly, winning several matches in Grand Slam and Masters level events and bringing in a lot of money for the Academy. So we're going to upgrade there. Should be ready in 6 months. We've got about $163,000 now. As we've talked about, we're running a deficit of a little over $30,000 a month. So have to make about we're going to spend about $186,000 over those 6 months of construction. I'm pretty confident that we can make up the gap and earn at least, $25,000 or so to avoid going negative again. So that will put us in a better financial position. And then hopefully, if we end up signing some new racket or shoe or apparel deals, that will help our finances. If we have a big run in one of those higher level events, that will help our finances. If not, we'll wait until we get to next year at about this time and hopefully get another cash infusion from the board that we can invest somewhere else. Maxime and Stefan are both back after being on vacation or holiday. And you can see we've got 4 weeks until the first winter hardcourt season begins. So we are just going to do some really intensive training for the next couple of weeks for both of them since they've got time to recover. We are going to try to ensure that they are both in really good shape. So this first week, they already have a heavy workload, and we are going to make it even heavier. We are going to add some endurance tests for Maxime, and then Thursday is going to be a real hard day where he's also going to do some sprints and put the workload up to super heavy. Same thing with Stefan Kozlov. We are going to focus hard on physical this week, endurance test for him, and then also some sprints, push the workload up to super heavy. Hopefully they won't get hurt, but we want to make sure that they are in as good shape as possible. Our new objectives, keep the current players. We can have only one departure, have a balance above zero, understandable. Only have staff with salaries below $4,056 per month. We're not planning on hiring anybody, so that's good. Reach level 2 for the medical center. That was definitely our risk by getting the business center started. I kind of figured, looking at the way the academy was, that upgrading that medical center was probably going to be their next goal, but I felt that ignorance would be bliss, and I should get the business center going. I think it'll be a good decision for us for the long term. Fortunately, that's a secondary goal, so if we don't make enough money this year to be able to knock that out by this time in 2023, hopefully we'll accomplish all of our other goals. So Maxime and Stefan are both going to be training at the academy and training hard this week. When we get together next week, their physical condition is definitely not going to be fresh because we're going to be working them both hard. But hopefully Stefan will follow Maxime and be in excellent shape when our training camp is done. All right, it's time to schedule both Stefan Kozlov and Maxime for the upcoming hard season. So let's go ahead and kind of talk through what we are thinking for both of them. Starting with Stefan, given his ranking, we are going to try to qualify for the Australian Open this year. So a lower level hard court event. Let's go with the Playford Open in Australia the first week of hard court season, and then qualifying for the Australian Open the second week. That'll take him, means he can't sign up for anything in weeks 3 or 4. Odds are he will be a relatively early exit if he actually gets into the tournament. So he could have, a significant amount of time off those couple weeks. So we will jump right back into another hard court event at the Launceston Open, which Maxime won last year in week 5. And then in week 6, we'll go to the Chennai Open in Asia, an 80 level event. Take some time off in week 7 for Stefan. And then try to spend some time. I don't think a 20 level event, given his ranking, is going to really be the way to go. So maybe the Cuernavaca Open, another 80 level event, week 8. Try the Indian Wells Masters 125 level. He might. I'm guessing he may be ranked high enough to get into that by week 9, so we'll keep him registered there. If not, he'll have an off week. Certainly not going to get into the Indian Wells Masters, but the week of that, there will be a lot of big players playing there, so that may be a good week to play the Zhuhai Open. Probably will need a week off at that point. Week 12. Maybe take a couple of weeks off, and then we are going to play him at the 20 level Santa Margarita de Pula Open, which he played in last year, just to get him prepped up for clay court season, which will be starting the week later. Moving on to Maxime and his scheduling, his will be a little more straightforward, because he's ranked in the top 50 in the world now. So there's going to be some things he has to do in terms of he's getting close to the point where even the Masters level events, he has to schedule those. We're going to take week 1 of the hard season off, and then while Stefan is trying to qualify for the Australian Open, we will have Maxime play in the Canberra Open. We'll play an 80 level event to prep for the Australian Open. Was thinking about one of these higher level events, but won't do that. Then he'll play the Australian Open week 3, week 4. Have him take week 5 off because we're going to have our other player, Stefan, playing in the Launceston Open. Want to stay on hard courts for the time being. We'll play the Chennai Open. We're not going to be playing a lot of 80 level events with Maxime anymore, but you can see that one was won by the 282nd ranked player in the world last year. So hopefully Maxime can go there and get 80 points. Then we're going to play the 250 level New York Uniondale Open in week 7. Week 8, looking for another hard court event. Stay in the U.S., do the Delray Beach Open in week 8. He didn't win, but he played in the Indian Wells Masters last year, and I think made it either to the finals or the semifinals. Since we're playing the previous week, we're going to take week 9 off. Week 10 then, we're going to register for the Indian Wells Masters, and you can see we don't even need to qualify for that. 96 players in there. We're in the top 50 in the world, so we'll be there for that. Then we will play a 125. Oh, sorry, no, that's a 2-week long tournament. We can't do that. Then we'll go to the Miami Masters. Hopefully can do some damage there. And then that's the end of the winter hardcourt season for Maxime. So that's kind of the plan for tournaments at this point. All right, starting the second week of preparation training, getting ready for the next season. Maxime, we focused a lot on physical last week. Going to go a little harder technical this week. Looking at Maxime, his forehand and his backhand accuracy are still two of his weaker traits. So we are going to go with a lot of work on those this week. We're going to go with the placed forehand, do some extra work on a placed backhand, and we're going crazy this week, super heavy. We're also going to be taking the ball out of the comfort zone, or we'll do running ground strokes, which will help with both forehand and backhand accuracy. So another super heavy week for Maxime, focused more on technique than physical this week, and we're going to do the same thing with Stefan also. You can see he has different weaknesses, his backhand power and his serve power, two of his weaker traits. So we're going to really focus on them in this intensive week of training, working on a powerful serve here. We're going to work on the powerful serve a second time. And then on Saturday, we are going to be working on the attacking backhand. So super heavy workload for both of them this second week. And then we will start to taper a little bit as we get closer to the start of the season. And they're actually both fresh. I thought the heavy workload last week would tire them both out a little more, but it's good that it didn't. Can see the results of those intense weeks. Maxime, with his super heavy workload, made some progress on serve, forehand, and backhand accuracy. And Stefan also progressed well with his super heavy workload, and he moved up a notch in backhand power. So that's really good. And you can see serve power, balance getting closer to moving a level higher in those. Stefan has gotten a wild card for the Columbus Open. That's week 2. He is going to be in, I believe that's the Australian qualifying week, so we want to refuse that. And then Maxime was selected into the draw for the Canberra Open, which is not a surprise at all. Thinking about training for this upcoming week. Another heavy workload. Let's see how Maxime looks. I think we still want to focus on forehand and backhand accuracy, and maybe a little bit on footwork. Focus to the extent that we can. So tactics here. Focus and tactical skills. We'll do a little work on the body, and then we'll do 3 workouts on Friday. And we're going to give Maxime a little more, actually we're going to focus a little more physical. Do some lower body strengthening to work on his serve power, his speed, and his footwork. Stefan, also going to try to work a little bit on his focus. That's one of his weaker areas mentally. So we'll have a similar week for both of them. Tactically, we're going to do the same on the body with Stefan. And then on Friday, we're going to add in a 3rd workout session. And with Stefan, we're going to do upper body rather than lower body. Will still help his natural fitness, but will also help with his serve power. So super heavy workloads for both of them again this week. And you can see now the real 2 hard weeks are coming back to hurt them a little bit. Maxime is tired. Stefan is wiped out, but we've got to get in shape for the season. Another good week of training for Maxime. Did make some progress on focus as we were hoping to. Stefan also progressed well this week with his super heavy workload. Maxime is into the draw for the Australian Open. And Stefan is in the draw for the qualifying for the Australian Open. So thinking about this week, Stefan is going to be playing next week when the new season starts. Maxime has still got this week and another week for training, so it can be a little a little harder with Maxime, but definitely want at most a heavy workload rather than a super heavy workload. We're going to keep kind of focusing on improving the backhand accuracy for Maxime, so going to give him an extra session doing that. Stefan, we're not going to add anything else. A heavy workload is plenty for him at this point, given that he's going to be playing a tournament next week. Almost thinking we might back off something, but I don't see anything that we really want to back off. Although, let's see, if we did get rid of supporting grip for rest, will that move his workload down to medium? If we can get rid of one and get to medium, I think we're going to do that. We want him to be make sure that he's not overwhelmed, and that he's feeling a little better by the time we get to next week, because I'm guessing that we're going to see both of them they're feeling fresh. Okay, so I was maybe thinking we had been working them too hard, but they're both feeling good, so that's positive. And our trainer, one of our trainers, Cheryl Pitt, noticed what we know, that Stefan's serve is not all that powerful. As you know, we've been doing some work on his serve power. We'll continue to do that. Gotten to the final financial report for the end of December here. Doing okay with our goals so far, but we're going to obviously have to start earning some money as the tournament season starts in just a matter of days. Going to hop into our press conference for the new year. Our main priority is to rack up points and climb up in the rankings, Chris. Want every member of the academy to get to the next level. Academy's development is going well. Do we plan on bringing more players? Probably not, at least for the time being. Actually not lying to the media. Imagine that. So we are about ready for the new season, and you can see we are into week 1 of the 2023 season here. Let's see how Maxime did. Progressed moderately with his heavy workload. Stefan also progressed moderately with a medium workload. Maxime is going to be training this week. Stefan is going to be off to Australia for a tournament before Australian Open qualifying next week. So in our next episode, we will get into the start of the 2023 season, see how this winter hardcourt season goes for both Stefan and Maxime as they continue to try to move up in the rankings and achieve their goals in Tennis Manager 2021. Thanks so much for watching.